Like obviously I told you guys that I would cover the good stuff, I would cover the bad stuff. And this is where I get into some of the bad stuff. The Maui wildfires. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with what's been happening, but basically Maui has been ravaged by these wildfires, absolutely terrorizing the town. If you've seen any pictures, it is truly apocalyptic like. It looks like it's scenes from a movie. And if you don't know, I have some stuff on it to give you some more insight. But basically, I think it all started with a power plant kind of having a spark issue or something like that. And then it grew into this, it kind of just domino effect, right? Like, so this power plant had an issue. And then instead of turning off the power, I think it caught onto some of the other power lines that were emitting sparks, turns into this absolutely uncontrollable fire. In addition to that, the biggest issues behind it were the fact that they didn't have any type of cell signal, or I think Wi-Fi also for that matter. So then the issue becomes like, how do you even send off a an alarm, right? How do you start letting people know in the town within 1 mile, 2 mile, whatever it is, that hey, there's this big ass fire coming, you need to evacuate your homes, which leads to the ridiculous amount of deaths that have occurred during this disaster, along with people just losing their houses, and which also probably leads into the fact that it couldn't be contained in time. I don't know what the response time was. I have no data slash stories or knowledge on that. Some of the crazy shit that's happening now is things like people still traveling there. I have a couple friends that had some Hawaii plans. I'm not sure if it was Maui specific, but they obviously canceled their shit. Like, why would you want to be like, just read the room, bro? I think Paris Hilton was actually caught. She posted a link to donate to, the Maui cause, and people caught her in Maui vacationing. Obviously not where the fires were, right? But she was still in Maui vacationing. And once again, it kind of goes back to you'll read the room. But also, Paris Hilton is not our North Star for moral compass, right? So I get it. It's a bad look, but I don't care. At the end of the day, I just don't care what Paris Hilton is doing. The issue within itself is already big enough of a story that I don't need to be seeing that. Um, but I do get it, right? Like, oh, this image comes up where it's like, oh my gosh, she's so nice. She's spreading this where to donate link, but at the same time, but she's in the city vacationing. So is she a good person? Once again, it comes down to I don't care. I think that's just a distraction story within itself. The more fucked up part is that I saw some videos about how these companies, I don't know whether it's housing, insurance, whatever it is, are contacting these homeowners of like basically victims that have had their homes burnt down, and they're making them offers on their house. I am not lying. You can go read this, go see what's happening. But these, it's just shitty, right? Like that. Imagine your house burns down and someone's calling in to buy it, and it's like, yo, you know what you're doing. You're taking advantage of someone when they're on the ground, and you're trying to buy their house. So then when all of this kind of settles down, you can build this crazy house on your own dime, Airbnb it out, make some more money. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Um, the last thing I want to touch on the Maui stuff is this donating aspect of it. I don't have anything for y'all as far as like, oh yeah, you should go donate here, because sometimes when it comes to this donating thing, I feel like we get tricked a bit. One, because do you really know where this money's going? But also, when it's these power companies that are making these mistakes, just like similar to, and by similar I mean on a much smaller scale than what happened here, but similar to when the power grids kind of shut down in Texas and a lot of these houses were flooding. You would see videos of people's apartments kind of just caving in with water, and it was freezing cold. And it's kind of a failure on the state or like the bigger system within itself. So like, why does the money have to come from smaller pockets when the issue kind of stemmed from the guy that was supposed to be watching over things? I get it at the end of the day, where it's like, well, they're not going to fix things, so let's try to put our dollar forward to fix things. But it's just a duality that I constantly think of. Um, so yeah, like that's it's shitty, but I just wanted to cover it.